Good morning. In my last lecture, I was talking about Huffman coding. Okay, there I have discussed details about the steps of algorithm. Okay, which is made by Huffman coding. Okay, now in this lecture, I want to talk about Shannon-Hartley theorem. Okay, so here we are going to discuss about Shannon-Hartley theorem. Okay, and normally this theorem is made by channel capacity of Gaussian channel. Okay, this theorem is nothing more that is for channel capacity of Gaussian channel. Okay, you are going to calculate here the channel capacity, or you can understand the channel capacity of Gaussian channels by Shannon-Hartley theorem. Okay, now I want to go to now I want to talk about the details of this Shannon-Hartley theorem. So come to the next slide for that discussion. So in this section, we can tell that we are going to discuss and formulate the information capacity theorem with the help of the concept of mutual information. When you are talking about Shannon-Hartley theorem, here actually we are going to talking about the information capacity or information capacity theorem with the help of mutual information, or with the help of the concept of mutual information. Okay, here we are going to talking about the information capacity theorem. Information capacity theorem. Okay, with the help of the concept of mutual information. With the help of the concept of mutual information. Okay, getting. So this theorem is normally applicable to the band limited. Okay, to the band limited. This is applicable to the band limited. Okay, band limited and power limited. Okay, Gaussian channels. Okay, so here what I am telling here, that the Shannon-Hartley theorem is applicable to the band limited or power limited Gaussian channels. Okay, and the information capacity theorem is called, or this kind of information capacity theorem is called as Shannon-Hartley theorem for Gaussian channels. Okay, now this theorem is complementary to the Shannon's second theorem. Okay, so it is applies to a channel in which the noise is Gaussian. Okay, now coming to the statement of the Shannon-Hartley theorem. Now I want to talk about the statement of Shannon-Hartley theorem. Okay, so the channel capacity of white band limited Gaussian channel can be written as, okay, the channel capacity of white band limited band limited Gaussian channel can be written as C is equal to, this is the capacity, C is what? Channel capacity. C is equal to B log 2 1 plus P by N. Okay, and the unit is beats per second. Okay, beats per second. Here what is B? B is channel bandwidth, capital B is channel bandwidth, and N is what? Noise within the channel bandwidth, noise within the channel bandwidth, BW. Okay, and similarly our P is what? P is equal to what? Signal power. Okay, so we know that the power P can be written as, that is minus, integrating over minus B to B power spectral density. Power spectral density. Okay, so using using the above equation, we can find the noise power, which is N. Okay, so noise power, we can find the noise power now using the above equation, which is N. So N can be written as, okay, minus B to B, okay, N0 by 2 dF. Okay, here in the previous equation I have written, which is there N0 by 2 is what? This is the power spectral density, the power spectral density. Okay, of the white noise. Clear? And therefore N is what? So I can write N is what? N0 B. Okay, and we can write C as, that is channel capacity, as B log 2 1 plus P divided by N0 B. Okay, so now coming to the statement of information capacity theorem. Okay, now we are going to discuss about the statement of information capacity theorem. Coming to discuss the statement of information capacity theorem. Okay, so the information capacity of a continuous channel of bandwidth B Hz perturbed by additive with Gaussian noise of power spectral density n0/2 and is limited in bandwidth to capital B is, or capital B can be written as, that is C is equal to B log 2 1 plus P by n0 B, and the unit is beats per second. Okay, so here P is what? Average transmitted power. Clear? Now coming to the observation. So as per the observation of the theorem, so this theorem provides a single formula which relates three important system parameters, namely channel bandwidth. Okay, single formula. This theorem provides single formula. Okay, and this formula is relates with three important system parameters, namely channel bandwidth, which is B, and then average transmitted power, which is P. Okay, and the another parameter is what? Noise power spectral density at the channel output. The next parameter is what? The next parameter is noise, or the third parameter is noise power spectral density at the channel output. Okay, now in our second observation, channel capacity C is depends linearly on, okay, depends linearly on bandwidth B, but the dependence of C on the ratio, that is P by n0 B, is normally the nature of P by n0 B is what? The nature is logarithmic. Okay, so the nature of this ratio is normally a logarithm nature. So it is easier to increase the information capacity C of a channel by increasing the bandwidth B. Okay, clear? Rather than or I can tell to increase the information capacity of C of a channel by increasing bandwidth B. Okay, it is easier rather than by increasing the signal power P for a constant noise variation. Okay, so it is better So it is easier to increase the information capacity C okay, of a channel by increasing the bandwidth. By increasing the bandwidth. Okay. And in our next observation, I can tell this theorem implies that for a given average transmitted power P, okay, that is the given average transmitted power P and channel bandwidth B, okay, we can transmit information at the rate of C bits per second with an arbitrarily low probability of error by using an encoding system. So here that means in the as per the observation here we can transmit information at the rate of C at the rate of channel capacity C bits per second, okay, with an arbitrary low probability with an arbitrary low probability of error by using an encoding system. Okay, so it is not possible to transmit at the rate of higher than C bits per second by any encoding system without a definite probability of error. Okay, that means in our next observation we can observe here it is not possible okay, to transmit at a rate of higher than C, to transmit at a rate of higher than C, okay, C and the unit is what? Bits per second, okay, with an arbitrary or per second by any encoding system without a definite probability of error. Okay, without an error. Okay, so it is not possible to transmit at a rate of higher rate than C bits per second without an error. Okay, so in our next I can tell here or I can discuss here. So that means this theorem defines the fundamental limit on the rate of error free transmission. Okay, and which is for a power limited, band limited Gaussian channel. Now this limit can be approached if and only if the statistical properties of the transmitted signal approximate those of white Gaussian noise. Now in our next discussion I want to discuss about the trade-off between bandwidth and SNR. Okay, bandwidth and SNR. So in our next discussion, I want to discuss about the trade-off between bandwidth and SNR. Okay, so by Shannon-Hartley theorem, okay, the channel capacity is what? C is what? B log 2 1 plus P by N. Okay, so now suppose we are trying to find out the maximum possible value of C here. So from the above equation or from this equation for C, it is evident that it depends on the two factors, which are bandwidth. One factor is bandwidth, okay, and the P by N ratio. What is bandwidth? Bandwidth B and the P by N ratio. Okay, so that means channel capacity depending upon these two. Okay, so let us find their effect on C one by one. Okay, so now I want to discuss about effect of P by N on C. Then I have to discuss the effect of bandwidth B on C, channel capacity. Okay, so now I want to discuss about effect of P by N, effect of P by N on C. So if the communication channel is noiseless, okay, if the communication channel is noiseless, that means N is equal to 0, okay, then I can write P by N is equal to what? P by N is equal to what? Infinity. And so C will also tend to infinity here as per the value of C. Okay, so thus the noiseless channel will have an infinite capacity. That means the noiseless channel will have infinite capacity. Okay, now coming to discuss about the effect of bandwidth, which is B on channel capacity C. Effect of bandwidth, which is B on channel capacity C. Okay, so now we can consider that some white Gaussian noise is present, hence P by N is not infinite. Okay, now here we are considering some noise is considered here. Okay, some noise is considered here. So that means here I can write P by N is not equal to infinite. Okay, now as the bandwidth approaches infinite, the channel capacity does not become infinite, since what? N is equal to N0 B now. Okay, and this when when I'm writing N0 is equal to N0 B, that will also increase with bandwidth B. Okay, so this will reduce the value of P by N with increase in B. So here what will happen? Okay, the value of P by N will reduce the value of P by N will reduce with increase in B. Okay, so assuming the signal power P is constant, here we have assuming the signal power P is constant in this case. Okay, so thus we conclude that an ideal system with infinite bandwidth has a finite channel capacity, and it can be denoted by C infinite, and C infinite can be written as 1.44 P by N0. Okay, now coming to discuss about the trade-off between S by N and bandwidth. Coming to discuss about trade-off between S by N and bandwidth. Okay, so the Shannon-Hartley theorem also indicates that we can trade off between the S by N, okay, that is P by N, S by N, which is P by N, okay, ratio, and the bandwidth, and vice versa. So we can explain here. Let us assume that P by N is equal to 7. Okay, let us assume, and B is 4 kilohertz, that is bandwidth. So the capacity, channel capacity C can be calculated as C will be what? 4 into 10 to the power 3. In the place of B I have written 4 into 10 to the power 3 log, okay, 2 1 plus 15. 1 plus 15. Okay, so that means I can write C is equal to, sorry, not 1 plus 15 here, 1 plus 7, again I am writing. Here we are assuming, in our first case we have assumed P by N is equal to 7 and B is equal to 4. So I can write C as, channel capacity C as 4 into 10 to the power 3, okay, log 2 1 plus 7. Okay, so I can write C will be what? 12 into 10 to the power 3 beats per second. Okay, now suppose P by N is increased to, in our second case, now suppose P by N is increased to 15, and the bandwidth will be decreased to, B will be decreased to 3 kilohertz. Okay, 3 kilohertz, B is 3 kilohertz. So I can write C as 3 into 10 to the power 3, okay, in the place of bandwidth B, then log 2 1 plus 15. Okay, so it will become 12 into 10 to the power 3 beats per second. Okay, so here the channel capacity remain constant, that means C remain constant here. As per the discussion, we came to understand that if you are changing the P by N ratio and bandwidth value, then also we are getting the C as constant, or channel capacity will be remain constant. So to increase the P by N ratio to 15 from 7, okay, as per the discussion, we need to increase the signal power by a factor of 1.6. okay, so this is 60% increase in the signal power. Okay, and for 25% reduction in the bandwidth from 4 kilohertz to 3 kilohertz. Okay, therefore we can tell 25% reduction in bandwidth reduces a 60% increase in the signal power. So as for the discussion, we came to understand that if 25% okay of bandwidth will be reduced, okay, or 25% reduction in B or bandwidth will require 60% increase in the signal power. 60% increase in the signal power. Okay, so here we can conclude that or note that it is always easier to increase the information capacity of a communication channel by increasing the bandwidth instead of increasing the transmitter power. Okay, okay, so the conclusion is what, or notice we can note here. Okay, so it is always easier to increase the information capacity, it is easier to increase the information capacity of communication channel by increasing the bandwidth so it is easier to increase the information capacity of a communication channel by increasing the bandwidth instead increasing the power. Okay, so this finishes the brief discussion on channel capacity of a Gaussian channel or Shannon-Hartley theorem. So here we have discussed about the statement of theorem. Okay, then we have discussed here the statement of information capacity theorem, and accordingly some observation. What are the observation we have discussed? Then we have discussed our trade-off between bandwidth and SNR. Then in that we have discussed about effect of P by N ratio on channel capacity C. Also we have discussed the bandwidth B effect on channel capacity. Okay, then we have discussed the trade-off between S by N ratio and the bandwidth. Okay, so this finishes the Shannon-Hartley theorem. Thank you very much.